Hi everyone, I'm the Rambling Photon, and today I'm going to be talking about the gender tag, which is just some random thing that I found on Roaming Millennial's channel um, that I thought would be an interesting jumping off point to talk about some of my thoughts on this, which I've been thinking about putting online for a little bit, so let's go. So, the way this works is there were 10 questions in the prompt for the gender tag, and I'll link to that if you want to look at it in the description. So, question number 1 was, how do you self-identify your gender, and what does that definition mean to you? I am a dude. That's my answer. What does that definition mean to you? I have a penis. I provide the sperm in reproduction. And that's about it. Question 2. What pronouns honor me? He, his, him, I guess. That's pretty much it. I take issue with the use of honor. These don't really honor me. They just describe me in English. So, yeah, great. Okay, 3. Describe the style of clothing you most often wear. T-shirt and shorts, or t-shirt and jeans. Cool. Next. 4. Talk about the choices with your body hair. Do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave or choose to not shave? I wash my hair. I let it grow for a while and then I buzz it. Do I have facial hair? I'm clean shaven because my beard would be patchy as fuck and I don't want to deal with that. So I shave. I do not shave anything else. Yeah. Cool. 5. Talk about cosmetics. Do you wear makeup? Do you paint your nails? What soaps or perfumes do you use, if any? I don't like marking myself. It's kind of a weird thing for me. I do not enjoy any sort of marking on my person. So no tattoos, no cosmetics. I will not paint my nails. I will grudgingly get a stamp on the back of my hand for different events that might require it, as like proof of pay or proof of entry, but that's it. So like I dislike marking myself in those ways. Soap, whatever's in the shower, whatever I happen to have bought at the grocery store previously. No perfumes or colognes. Alright, next. 6. Have I experienced being misgendered, and if so, how often? No, I don't think so. Doesn't come to mind. I keep my hair, I guess you'd say, boyishly short, and my build is very much non-feminine. So there's usually very little confusion about that. I am identified as male. 7. Do I experience dysphoria? How does that affect you? I do not experience dysphoria, so it doesn't affect me. Cool. 8. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you may have? I do want to have kids at some point with the right woman, eventually. I would ideally like to have 2, but I suppose I might be able to be persuaded to go up to 3, depending. Okay. Let's see. Would I want to carry a child if it were an option for me? Well, yes, if it were an option. But it's not a requirement because I'm a dude. And it would only be so that I would have kids. It's not like the act of carrying the child for 9 months is something that I must do. It's just it's a requirement for having kids. So because I want to have kids, I would want to do that. Okay. Do I want to be primary caretaker? Maybe at some point, but I'm not expecting it. Indifferent. 9. Talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important to you that you earn more than any partner you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you? Okay, well, is it important for me to provide for a family financially if I choose to have one? Yes. I should be able to... me and my partner should be able to provide for the family financially. I believe in spending within your means. Don't spend money you don't have. Be financially responsible. It is not important for me to earn more money than my partner. As long as it's okay with them, I'm fine with it. And if it's not okay with them, that might be an issue. Because that's a little odd if you're not okay with your partner making less than you. Anyway, do I prefer to pay for things like dates? Not particularly. It's a thing. Whatever. I'm not particularly uncomfortable either when others offer to pay for me. Although it depends on the situation. I don't want to be a burden on people. So I prefer if there is some way of either me carrying my own weight or paying them back somehow. If there's an expectation that I get to pay them back somehow in the future, then I don't mind them paying for me. If there's not that expectation, I would much rather pay for my share. Yeah. All right, 10. Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? So I think for me, my observation is that a lot of these people who are into this gender game or this gender discussion use a different definition of gender than the people who criticize it. And I think what is happening is there's too much baggage that gets folded into gender performance and gender roles than there should be. So when I defined my gender, it is just one aspect of my identity. That's it. It does not mean anything more to me than that. Everything else about my person is not reflected in my gender. It is reflected in my person. It is reflected in my personal identity. My gender identity is just that I am male. There's no need for other socially constructed gender roles on top of that. There's no need to say, oh, well, I identify as a male, therefore I am protector provider. There's no I am male, therefore. Beyond the biological processes, I am male, therefore I provide the sperm in reproduction. It has no particular bearing to me on anything else in the sort of the social identity sense. So that's sort of how I think of that. I think because there's too much that gets folded into gender, that's why there's all of this discussion and people saying, oh, gender is so complicated. It's really not. It's a linguistic construction that determines which pronouns you use. That's it. That's all it needs to be. The moment that you bring identity into it, you start needing unique gender pronouns and unique referrals and unique grammar structures, and that's just stupid. You don't need that. If it's a social, like if gender is just a social construct, then I think it's more, it makes a lot more sense just to say, well, any gender can do whatever they want, and then you're no longer bound to the gender roles, and then you're free. Like, there's no need to invent new genders that perfectly match your identity, because then you're going to have to learn 6 billion different pronouns, because each person is going to have a different identity, because they're all different people. And that, I think, is counterproductive, and it's dumb. You don't need that. Your gender should just be one aspect of you. It should not describe all aspects of you. Anyway, so those are just my thoughts. That's my take on the gender tag. If you want to take part, the link will be in the description to the prompt. Anyway, if you like my content, like, share, subscribe. This has been the Rambling Photon. Hope to catch you next time.